Toonami Faithful, I'm Blackenfist. Back in 2005, I was having a wish that I wish would happen with Toonami. And that wish was... well, it was basically because at the time I was being extremely dissatisfied with the general direction that Toonami was going. If you guys don't remember, if my memory serves me right, in 2004, Toonami switched from weekdays to only Saturdays, and that was something that I really didn't like right off the bat. As soon as I heard that was announced, I was very, just to say the least, very disappointed. Anyway, after a year of Toonami being only Saturday, in around 2005-ish and 2006-ish, I started having an idea that I thought would be great, and if it actually happened. Now, keep in mind, at the time, I really wasn't on the internet that much. I wasn't involved with anything on the internet. I wasn't really in tune with anything on the internet, so I was kind of isolated. You know, my fandom was very isolated, and the only people I could talk to about it was the actual people I knew face to face. So I didn't know how the Toonami fandom or people in general reacted in general when Toonami switched to only Saturdays. But I was very disappointed. So my idea was it would be great if Toonami had its own channel. I mean, just think about it. It's a dream come true. I love Toonami. More the better, right? And that's kind of the way my mindset was. I thought Toonami Channel would be great. 24/7 content. You know, at the time, I was extremely disappointed with the way Toonami was being handled. Because, you know, a lot of the old Toonami programming, a lot of the programming that made Toonami, you know, put on the map, like, you know, was ending. You know, Yu Yu Hakusho was getting off there. Dragon Ball Z was coming into an end. Gundam Wing was long gone. So all the programming that put Toonami on the map was going away, and I mean, of course, they had to replace it, but me and my, you know, as a fan, I was feeling like it was going down and not going in the right direction. So I felt like, you know, its own channel, it would be free from all the corruptness that Cartoon Network has done to it so far. As I got older, I started to realize that maybe making an actual channel would not be the greatest idea in the world, considering there'd be a lot of red tape, a huge investment, not to mention that, I mean, Toonami struggled even back in its heyday, because it struggled. It's always wanted to bring new content to the forum, new programming to the fold, and back, you know, it always tried to fill up an awesome lineup, you know. And let's face it, one or two of those shows on the Toonami lineup, even when it was great, weren't really that awesome, you know. So Toonami kind of struggled to just put up a strong lineup for 2 to 3 hours. So I was thinking, you know, how would Toonami put up a lineup for 24/7, you know? So my mindset kind of changed over the years. And, you know, around 2007-8, before Toonami was canceled, I kind of came to the conclusion that a Toonami channel might not be the best idea to go in. And that might be, you know, it's probably, you know, I figured it was extremely far-fetched, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea for Toonami itself. Now, Toonami then was canceled. And, you know, there was a big outcry. There was a lot of fans that were sad, blah, blah, blah. A lot of reaction to that, but I started to see a big subset of fans. I started to see that a bunch of people were saying, we want a Toonami channel. We want a Toonami channel. We want Toonami to be its own dedicated channel. And I've even seen this in the Toonami videos in my comments. People commenting on my videos saying, you know, Toonami should just be its own channel. Screw the block. It should just be its own channel. And what do I got to say that? Well, you know, first of all, I was kind of, you know, interested that a lot of people had the same idea that I had way back when, and it caught on. I guess a lot of other Toonami fans had the same idea for maybe years now. But I sort of think that I hope that most of those fans who say, yeah, we want a Toonami channel, are just like saying that as a, just like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if a Toonami channel existed, and not be taking it, that claim seriously, because, I hate to break it to you guys, but Toonami channel ain't coming anytime soon, and probably not in the coming years. Even if the Toonami block that is successful right now, even if that block is successful, the one that's on Adult Swim right now, even if that one becomes successful, we get a whole bunch of new shows on there, we get big ratings, Toonami channel still far-fetched. Hell, Adult Swim itself doesn't have its own channel, so I don't even think that a Toonami channel would even be conceivable on this. And not because, well, there's a lot of things, really. I mean, the programming is just not there. Warner Brothers does not have the programming to just open up a Toonami channel like this and just like, oh yeah, like, what are we going to show on here? It'll be bullcrap, really, because they don't have the programming. And number two, and the most important thing, I think, is that I don't think they're going to be willing to invest in a Toonami channel. It takes a lot of money, a lot of investment to make a network, and for them to drop that on Toonami, they barely want to invest in Toonami right now as a block. So I don't know why people would think that they would try to invest in it as a channel. That's even worse. They wouldn't want to do it. It's a bigger investment. But, so that's pretty much the gist. Toonami channel is pretty much far-fetched. It'll probably never happen. You cannot, whatever. A lot of people say Toonami was never going to come back, and it did. But for the most part, a Toonami channel most likely will not happen, even if the Toonami block currently right now is a success. However, what if a Toonami channel just did exist, hypothetically? Let's just forget everything. Let's forget all the financial, things that could go, that's holding it back, and all the red tape with programming. And let's just say all the programming and the money was just accumulated to make a Toonami channel. Will it work? I asked myself this question years ago. That's why I changed my mindset. But I asked myself, if Toonami channel existed, 1, would I even have access to it? 2, if I did have access to it, would I even watch it? 3, would other Toonami fans watch it, and would that fan base be big enough to keep it alive? Well, something tells me that if Toonami channel was created, it would probably be buried. You would have to probably get an expensive cable package to even access a channel like that, because it'll probably be extremely obscure. We can compare Toonami channel to other channels like the Funimation channel, the anime network, which isn't doing too well, I heard. But those channels are pretty obscure. You would have to dish out some money just to get those channels, and I don't know if too many Toonami fans are willing to do that just to get the Toonami channel. There are these channels that dedicate their viewership to a niche market, and even though I think the Toonami channel could possibly have a bigger audience than the Funimation channel, the anime network, I don't think it would be that big. And quite honestly, I don't know how many people would really want to tune into a Toonami channel. Something tells me in the back of my head that if Toonami was airing 24/7, I have a feeling that a lot of people wouldn't really. I just don't think that it would work. I just don't think so. I don't know, man. Most likely, the reason is that I don't think many people would get access to it, 1. And 2, I don't even know if people are going to even watch it. Because, yes, I understand there is very dedicated Toonami fans, and I know I am one of them. Okay, there is very dedicated Toonami fans. That's very obvious. And you know, it's very astounding to me that Toonami even has a fan base. Toonami's not a show. I think I said this before. Toonami's not a show. It's not a, you know, it's not a TV series. It's not an animated series. It's just a block. Literally, people are fans of just the block. So I know that it has a very dedicated fan base. But is that fan base enough? Is it enough to support a network? And is the fan base willing to actually go to the network and watch it? And that's where I'm saying I think only those hardcore Toonami fans will be willing to watch a Toonami channel. And a Toonami network wouldn't be able to survive on just the hardcore Toonami fans. It needs those new people that just happen to click by to watch the Toonami channel. But those people aren't going to be there because it'll be an extremely obscure channel. So that's why I think that Toonami Channel, I don't really think is a good idea for Toonami. But anyway, regardless, I hope I didn't ramble too much on this one. I still think that I think that if at this point we have the Toonami block on Adult Swim and we should support that. That's what we got. That's what we got right now. It's not a what if. It's not in the future. It's not a, oh, would it be cool if we had it? No, we have it right now. If you support Toonami, then support the block, so that way we can at least let you know. Right now, Adult Swim is saying, and William Street saying they don't have the budget. They can't invest too much in Toonami because of the viewership. And okay, some of the skeptics might be saying, "Oh, that's just an excuse." Well, get rid of that excuse. Give them if you have the viewership, you have no more excuse to not invest in Toonami anymore. And then we'll see. We'll put the shoe on the other foot, and then it'll be up to William Street. It'll be William Street's responsibility to actually deliver. But anyway, that's what I gotta say on the Toonami channel. Anyway, that's been Blackenfist. Stay gold.